friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to another video and welcome back to another TBR video. This one looks a little bit different. As you can see, my background looks very different. I have moved and this is going to be the new setup for a little while. That being said, because my space is so small, doing TBR bingo just was not feasible for me, as well as a lot of the prompts were more varied, more difficult for me to fill with the limited amount of books that I have on my shelves as of right now. So what I decided to do was a TBR with tarot cards. I know I'm not the first person to do this. There are plenty of people out there that already do this. I will definitely leave my playlist down in the description box below. I have created it before when I used this as an option previously. I do not want to take credit for this by any means, and there are a ton of great creators that already do this, so I hope they don't mind. But I'm going to be using my Fairy Loot tarot cards that I get in every monthly box to use them as prompts and pick books off of my TBR. That being said, I have curated these prompts quite a bit to basically fit mostly romance, because that's what I'm reading at the moment. There are also a few more broader prompts that I can use to fit any other genre, but most of it is romance based. That being said, I have decided to do my TBR game just like I have previously. I will be picking a certain amount of cards. I will need to fulfill those prompts before the end of the month. I don't know anything about punishments, but I am able to swap things out if I so choose. But I think that if I do complete my TBR each month, that I will want some rewards. So feel free to let me know down in the comments below what you guys think I should have as rewards for if and when I finish my TBR tarot. That being said, I think that is pretty much all the information that I need to do about this. I'm not going to recap any of my previous TBRs because I haven't done a proper TBR game in quite a while. So we're just going to hop on into it. For this month, I'm going to pick 8 cards and use those books to pick books for my TBR. Also, I am really trying to read books that are going to be featured as, or the authors are going to be featured at a book convention that I'm going to in the middle of August, which is Steamy LitCon, and I have a few people that I definitely want to read before going there. So my goal is to fit as many of the books that I can into this list. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the pulls. Okay, here we have my Fairy Loot tarot deck. I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick shuffle, and I'm going to pull 8 cards and see which ones come out. It's really hard for me to shuffle with my nails, so it's going to be a rough shuffle, but a shuffle nonetheless. All right, first card. The 7 of Stars. Okay, pull number 1 was the 7 of Stars, and that is foil on the cover. For this, I chose When Heroes Fall by Gianna Darling. There is a little bit of foiling up here on the title, as well as on the spine. Totally gonna count that. I also believe it's foiled down here. This is a book that I don't know too much about, honestly. I've heard great things about Gianna Darling. I have read a novella from her in the past and really enjoyed it, but I don't know anything really about the series. It did come in my Mystic box, and I've been trying to read more books in that subscription box as much as I can. This is the only book that I think that I picked that doesn't fall into the category of a steamy lit author, but is definitely one that I'm excited to give a go. Okay, pull number 2. Let's go somewhere in the middle, I'm feeling. The Star. Lots of stars so far. Pull number 2, we got The Star, and the star is No One But You trope. And for this, I chose Black Sunshine by Karina Halley. I've heard great things about this, and the only thing I really know about this is she is kidnapped by her stalker. For me, that definitely fulfills the No One But You trope because he is obsessed with her. So I'm very curious to give this one a go. I've heard nothing but great things about this author as well as this book, so hopefully I really enjoy it, and she will be at Steamy Lit, so I'm excited to hopefully enjoy it and get myself a physical copy so I can get it signed. Pull number 3. Whoop, I guess that's the one. The Knight of Stars, interesting. Our third pull, we got the Knight of Stars, and for that is to read a fantasy romance book featuring royalty. For this, I'm going to be reading The Ambrosia Throne. I don't know the author, but I will put the picture up on the screen. This is another one of the authors is going to be at Steamy Lit. I don't really know too much about what it's about, but I love the cover and it looks really interesting, so hopefully I enjoy it. Hopefully there's an audiobook because I'm definitely gonna need some help this month, but I'm excited to give this one a go. All right, pull number 4. The 2 of Stars. Our fourth pull was the Two of Stars, and for that is a Friends to Lovers. This one is a bit out of season. However, I do want to read this author. She is going to be at Steamy Lit, and if I like this one, then I will read the rest of the books in this series, and that is BK Borson. So I have Love Light Farms here. I did pick this up just after Christmas, and I know this is a Christmas story, but from what I've heard, it doesn't heavily involve too much Christmas, so I think that even still out of season, I can still enjoy it. Plus, we're only like 5 months away from Christmas. Who cares, right? All I know is this is a Friends to Lovers. I don't know too much more about that. Enter best friend Luca Peters. Okay, best friend, Friends to Lovers. Hopefully I like it. I've heard great things about this author. Well, I guess that was pull number 5. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Pull number 5 is the Wheel of Fortune, and for this prompt, it is a sports romance. And for that, I'm going to be reading Only When It's Us by Chloe Leese. This is a soccer romance. I've heard great things about this author. I'm really excited to give this series a go. I believe it's the Bergman Brothers series, but every single book in the series does have rep, which is very exciting, so I'm very, very interested to read this. Nikki has just finished up this series and loved it so much, so I'm very excited to give this one a go, and I know it's going to make me cry. Okay, pull number 6. The Emperor. Okay, pull number 6 got us The Emperor, and for that is a billionaire romance. For that, I'm going to be reading the entirety of the All the King's Men series by Kennedy Ryan. I'm very happy to say Kennedy Ryan will be at Steamy Lit, and so I want to read the rest of the books that I have by her that I have not read. So we have the All the King's Men series, we have Kingmaker, The Rebel King, and then Queen Move, which is technically not in the series, but I believe it is connected to the series in some way, so I'm including all of these for one prompt. Yay me. And if I do not read all 3 books, that means I will not fulfill this prompt. I love when I give myself some challenges, some struggle. We all love the struggle, I think. I don't know too much about this. I just know that it's a billionaire romance. I at one point thought it was a mafia romance, but I was corrected in the comments, so I am definitely intrigued to give this a go. I love Kennedy Ryan. I know I'm gonna love it, so wish me luck. Oh, okay. No more shuffling, I guess. The Moon. Our second to last prompt is The Moon, and for that is to read an emotional read. And for that, I chose Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. I've heard great things about this book, and my friends absolutely loved it and cried, so I'm very curious to see what I'm going to think of this one. I have read Part of Your World and really, really loved it, so I'm very excited for this one. I don't know anything about the actual synopsis of this, but what I do know is it has some really fantastic mental health rep, so I'm very, very curious to give this one a go, and I'm sure bring on some tears. And our last pull number 8. This one tried to fall out, so we'll go with this one. The World. And the last and final prompt was The World, and that is a big book, a book over 500 pages. And for that, I'm going to be reading Pucking Around by Emily Rath. Emily Rath will be at Steamy Lit, so it's definitely one that I wanted to read. It's actually been on my radar for quite some time because it is a Why Choose sports romance. I can't remember if this is also the one that has like supernatural creatures in it, but I think this is just the Why Choose sports romance, and I've heard nothing but good things. That being said, this baby is over 700 pages, Kindle pages at least, and that's a lot of pages if you ask me. So I'm very curious to see if it's worth the length and if it's worth the hype, because I've heard nothing but good things. Alrighty, that is all of the books that are on my August TBR. I will be buying the physical copies for the books I don't own, just because I do like them. I would love to get them signed. So that is my TBR. Hopefully I love everything that I'm able to get to, and then I do have one other book that I absolutely have to read before the month is over, because it's Kennedy Ryan. This is the only other one I didn't fit onto my TBR. This could have fit for Billionaire Romance as well, because I believe the director is quite rich, but this is Real by Kennedy Ryan. It's a chunky one, but I'm excited to read it, and it must get read before I go to Steamy Lit, because I want all of the books that I have signed by her, ones that I haven't read. And these are the last books in my collection, so. Alrighty, that is everything that's on my August TBR. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, if there's any improvements, if you see any prompts that you think that I should add in, especially if they are romance-centered, that you feel like fit these cards better. Let me know what you plan on reading for August, and if you have any thoughts on the books that I mentioned today. But that is the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big O thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and of course leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Baby, turn it down like it's sweet and ready. First look,